Standing out is one of the most difficult things to do in game development. It's incredibly common to be compared to games with similar mechanics that came before, making unique ideas nothing more than the sum of their individual parts. For Moonlight Kids, creators of the upcoming PC, Undead's one Gamasutra at heart, that meant constantly getting compared to Nintendo's charming real-time strategy game, Pikmin. Instead of trying to shy away from the comparison, I wholly embrace it. Moonlight Kids is trying to establish its own subgenre, the herd-like. The studio wants to a game that uses Pikmin-like elements to create something new. With the herd-like, you are not in God mode. You are still a character that has to interact with the world, said Moonlight Kids programmer Chris Sumsky. That's what I love about these games. There is not that far level of separation. You are a character in this world, but you are still completing higher level strategies. After playing through the GD demo of The Wild at Heart, it's clear that many of the RTS elements were directly inspired by Pikmin. Wake, the game's main character, can collect spritelings as heroes, throw them at enemies and objects, and have them pick up various tools that can be used at the player's campsite. The Wild at Heart adds more to the experience like a crafting system, nighttime exploration, and the Luigi's Mansion-like vacuum. That's the difference that makes Moonlight Kids do and that they have enough substance for a new subgenre. Lemmings is a little more omnipotent, but Overlord might be an example. We are pulling from a lot of different things that are not Pikmin-related, said Moonlight Kids creative lead Justin Baldwin. Without it, it'd be cool to incorporate those mechanics with building and crafting. There's not a lot like Pikmin out there. It has tower defense elements, which still falls under the RTS banner. He added, you are more grounded by having an actual character in the field. But to put it in broad terms, the hard-like is just controlling an army of things from that point of view. Sumsky and Baldwin, along with writer Alex Atkins and programming lead Ankit Trivedi, have run into a few issues implementing the specific herd-like mechanics into a 2D space. Trying to get 2D sprites, 2D animations, and 3D meshes to render and sort in the way we want it is difficult, Sumsky said. Once you start throwing things around with physics, it gets muddled, like throwing a 2D spratling up against a 3D rock. One of the most tangible things we can show people is the editor. A screenshot makes the game look completely 2D, Sumsky added. If you look at it in the editor, you can see it's a 3D world, with all the 2D assets titled towards at the camera. We are using a perspective camera, so we still get this nice bit of parallax when moving the view that also looks 2D. It was tough to maintain the storybook aesthetic with this type of visual design, without making the game look and feel more 3D. The tilted view made the Pikmin mechanics difficult to mix with the game's aesthetic. Throwing a 2D tilted sprite at a 3D cliff face, and have it bounce off properly without it clipping through the cliffs is tough, Sumsky said. The spratling navigation, which Sumsky highlighted as an important element that makes herd-likes work, was not as difficult to nail down. Moonlight Kids used the built-in nav mesh feature in Unity to help the spritelings move and function correctly within the twists and turns of the world. Things like building bridges, climbing up ladders, carrying objects, and whatnot are handled through the nav mesh tool. We did not want to reinvent the wheel with how spratling navigation works, so we used in-engine functions whenever possible, Trivedi said. We took the number of spritelings and squared them, making them as boxy as possible. We keep track of their internal rotation, even though it's only a few directions, as they are two-dimensional. Once you take their internal rotation into account, There you add the box and visit on the player's internal rotation. The nav mesh system made it easier to implement smooth, reliable spraying movement. I have ran the game just for fun and put into 000 spraying followers, and gone to a really tiny part of the map, where there's a little island and bridge. Some skin added. They group very nicely. They follow the shape of the shoreline and the bridge. Just after starting to tackle the unique challenge of implementing herd-like mechanics into a pseudo-2D space, Moonlight Kids realized that the appeal of a herd-like required a different approach to game development. While other types of games need workable, often rough prototypes to showcase their base gameplay and design, their build needed to do that while capturing the unique, polished appeal of many creatures running around, interacting with the level. As soon as we jumped in, one of the things we realized really early on is that part of the pleasure of playing these herd-like games was watching these little guys run around and do things. Some said, "We are gonna need animations for this, and that, and put a lot of work into the feel of the game, millisecond timings." At one point, Justin had static image of these spritelings attacking a wall, and the wall was just slowly disappearing, which did not work very well. "So much of that is polish work," he added. "But it had to be done right away." That's a frustrating realization to go through, as Moonlight Kids has been looking for publishers and other partners. They want to see the content, but we need to put all this time in to make it feel right. Some said, "It feels nice to have something this polished early on, but it was not easy to get here." After showing the game at both DD in March and Day of the Deaths in November of last year, Boldon and team took the heavy comparisons with Pikmin to heart. Going into both shows, they realized the resemblance was there, but did not think it deep the main takeaway. They want the herd-like features to be at overlap with Nintendo's classic, not the defining feature. Those new features include the vacuum and crafting systems, as well as other features that have not been fully developed yet. The team is hoping they can flesh it out more so that the Pikmin similarities are not the primary takeaway. We want it to be bigger. Right now the demo at DD still feels mostly like Pikmin with a little bit of extra stuff. Some said, "Eventually the world will be bigger and interconnected. It'll almost have this Metroidvania vibe, where you will not know something is and will have to come back later. One way you will explore is through collecting spritelings, but other systems will build off that. We want it to feel like something of our own." Digital board games have a lot of advantages. The material often has an established player base, robust rules, and well-developed game pieces and art styles. Despite these advantages, bringing a board game to the digital realm has its share of design challenges. In this DD 2018 session, Temple Gates Games is during the presents design tricks for digitizing games, like Race for the Galaxy. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official DD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD, would already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via a DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for the Default Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office, accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact the Default technical support. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. It looks like Epic Games, fortunate to us, host to a series of bugs that have since been fixed, which, if you exploit